All right, welcome back everyone to another episode of AGO, a gamer's opinion, here on YouTube. Right, Gotta Be Legend TV, Gotta Be Legend Live. Of course, it's your host Aliens, and today, right, of course, is Wednesday, February the 24th, 2021. And today we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the news right for the past week. But first, we're gonna go ahead and start out with announcing that this Friday, the 26th, will be the fifth anniversary right for Gotta Be Legend, and because of that, we went ahead and updated revamped our website. So just want to go ahead and show that off to everyone, right? We do have a video as well on our channel, but we just want to go ahead and remind everyone that we did make some changes to our homepage, right? Our website does look a lot different now, so we want to go ahead and let everyone know. Of course, the strong partnerships that we have with everyone that we've worked with and continue to work with, right? Aggregated Reviews, Anime Evo, DMD, Digital Crafter, Knicks Fan TV, Matcherino, Next Gen 720, Quarterly Report, and of course Shoryuken.com. And then as well, right, the wiki services that we're working on, right, Mizumi, right, and the SRK wiki. That's what's going on with GBL so far. So definitely check it out. As you see on the top, gbl.gg. Go ahead and sign up. Go ahead and check it out. We appreciate all your support. Thank you so much for being there with us, guys. And let's get to the news. So today we're gonna go ahead and start off with Outriders, right? Because tomorrow the demo goes live, right? So even though this was posted 5 days ago, the Outriders demo goes live tomorrow. So that's a game that I've been looking forward to. A game that I do want to play, right? So I used to play a lot of Destiny, right? A lot of Destiny. I played Destiny since the alpha on the PS4 for the first game, and just very, very disappointed with what we got. Honestly, the end product. I had a lot of hopes for that game, but I guess maybe it's like expecting a game to be something, but it doesn't turn out that way, right? And that's a problem with gaming these days, right? You get all these details, you get the pre-order bonuses, you start pre-ordering these games and you put your money up front, and then it's shit. You know what I mean? Like, everybody knows what happened with the first Destiny game, right? How they butchered the story, right? Because Peter Dinklage wasn't around, whole bunch of bullshit, right? So I played the first game. It was pretty much exclusively the only game I played, right? Between that and the Division, right? When the Division, the first one came out, but pretty much, Destiny, the first game was exclusive, right? That's like the only game I played. 2017 came around. Destiny 2 came out. I played it on PC. I actually also bought it on PS4, but I actually played it more on PC because of the 60 frames. But it was pretty much more the same shit. Even though, of course, they rehashed the story, they gave you more background, it was still the same sort of shit where, you're playing the game and it's like incomplete pretty much, right? You have to wait for the next DLC to get more stuff to do, right? So it's like nickel and diming you. And, some people are okay with that, right? Some people are like, well, if it's the only game I'm going to play, then why not, right? Cool. Granted, I get it. But after a while, that chase, it's like chasing a carrot, man. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody holding a carrot out in front of you, man. Like, you're never gonna catch it. All right. So, based on that, I just got tired of it. So, Outriders. Outriders is a game, right, that is being worked on by People Can Fly, right, published by Square Enix, a company that is known for their RPGs. So, Outriders is supposed to come out tomorrow, the demo. I expect to play that. I will download it, of course. I may stream it tomorrow night into Friday, right, for the anniversary, the fifth anniversary of GBL. I may do it here on YouTube. I may do it here on Twitch. So go ahead and subscribe to both. Follow us on Twitch as well, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. But in terms of Outriders, this is something that I'm really looking forward to, right? If this doesn't work out, for example, if this sort of game doesn't work out, then I think I'm going to be done with those sort of games, right? Where it's just loot-based shooters, right? I'm not going to be done with loot games, right? For example, like Diablo, which we're going to talk about later. But in terms of loot shooters, I think I'm done. If this game sucks, I'm done. But anyway, an Outriders demo is coming next week, which is tomorrow, right? February 25th. And it'll be available for both last gen and next gen consoles alike. The official Outriders Twitter account revealed brand new details on the upcoming demo just yesterday. Chiefly, you can see all the global unlock times for the Outriders demo just below on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and Series S. So it's going to be on everything, right? So it's going to be about 24 gigs, right? On PC, 22, right? On consoles, and then after decompression, so it may go up to 30, maybe 40. So apparently with the demo, right, you're going to be playing like the first missions, right? The first few missions, like the prologue, as you see here, right? The prologue and the opening chapter. Now, the cool thing about this demo is this. If you play the demo, right, say you play a demo on PC, right? And, you start working on your character, you start getting items, you start getting things done, right? If you buy the game for a PC as well, right? But it's very important to understand that it has to be, the same service you bought it for, right? Especially on PC, because it's going to be on Epic and it's going to be on Steam. Now, say you play the demo on Steam and you buy the game on Steam, your progression is going to carry over. And that's really dope. Why? Because this demo is going to be around forever, right? So it's gonna appeal to people that may be interested in playing the game. Like, okay, cool. I get my feet wet with this game. Let me buy it. And whatever you did in the demo is going to carry over. So that's really dope. And not only that, the demo is going to have crossplay as well. You just have to enable it, but it's going to have that feature already there. So I think that's awesome. Excuse me. I just actually had some lunch. Excuse me. But I think that's awesome. I think the fact that they're going to have this demo, all your stats and things like that, right? Things you've done already in the game, carrying over. I think that's dope. I think it's really dope, right? So, like it says right here, right? Finally, you'll be able to transfer your demo progress over from the Outriders demo to the full game, but only if you purchase the full game on the same platform that you played the demo on, which is fine. Additionally, Outriders is available on both Steam and Epic Games Store on PC, but you'll need to play the demo and purchase the final game on the same storefront to transfer your progress over. That's cool. I like that. That gives you an incentive to want to, try the demo out, right? Because it's not like other games where, you have your, like for example, the Destiny Alpha. Whatever you did in the alpha, right, way back then in 2014, I think it was, it didn't carry over, right? It didn't, I think it was 2014, I don't remember. It didn't carry over though, right? So that's whack. So you did all of that stuff for nothing. Now, fast forward 2021, and now you'll be able to do that. So the game is supposed to launch, as you see here, right, on April 1st, right? It's pretty much coming up on all major consoles. So, I definitely recommend it. If you happen to have the time, I recommend checking it out, right? We're going to go ahead and, see more about that in the next few days. Like I said, I'm going to play this. It's going to happen, so I will stream it either here on YouTube or on the Twitch channel, but I'm definitely going to go ahead and play that. I may stream it tomorrow before work or after work, because I do work tomorrow in the afternoon, so I may do it before or after, but I'm definitely going to do it. And I'll go ahead and post it on Twitter as well that I'm going live, so make sure you follow me on Twitter. In the top right-hand corner, you'll see my Twitter handle, right? But I definitely suggest checking it out. If you're interested in playing something different, it is going to be a bit violent, right? There is gore, right? There is blood, there is, impalements, things like that. It's pretty dope. It's pretty dark and gruesome, but it's also in a way colorful, right? So it's got that cover system, right? Just like the Division and Gears of War. I don't know. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, honestly. We'll find out tomorrow. We'll definitely find out tomorrow. But like I said, if you have the time, of course, later on tonight, the big Call of Duty update goes live. So, some people might be busy with that, but I would suggest making time for this. Definitely check it out. I think this game has a lot of potential. Hopefully, it doesn't flop. I hope, the community is, pretty positive, a well-knit community, right? No toxicity, nothing like that. But I think, the way that's set up, I think it could be a really, really good game, and I hope it does turn out to be that way, because if it is, then it's a game that I see myself playing for a while. Now, on to some other news for a game similar is Anthem. And Anthem has officially been canceled. Now, we spoke about this, I believe, maybe 1 or 2 episodes ago here at Gamer's Opinion, and the game was really dope when it first was announced, right? People looked at it like, oh, wow, that looks really cool. It's like having an Iron Man suit, flying around and doing all sorts of crazy shit. But it sucked because there was no in-game content, right? So when you got to that point, it was just pretty bad, right? It was pretty bad, and because of that, the game suffered. And I think when did this game come out? 2 years ago, right? Yeah, exactly, 2 years ago. So 2019, and that's it. They finally decided to kill the game, and I think it's the right move. The game is dead. It had really bad reviews in terms of end game content. I think it got like a 6 for most people, for most outlets. So it just didn't cut it, man. It didn't cut it, and it is what it is. It is what it is, folks. And if you bought the game and you were enjoying it, more props to you, right? You can go ahead and continue playing, but it ain't gonna happen, man. There's nothing else that's gonna be left. Right? As you see here today, BioWare announced that the Anthem update has been canceled and new development on the game has ceased. So it's over. It's over. So if you bought this game, I feel for you. If you enjoyed it, more power to you. But this is the problem with gaming, right? I experienced it with Destiny. A lot of people that bought Anthem experienced it as well. Stop pre-ordering games unless you know for a fact that it's something you're going to play. Like, for example, the people that play Call of Duty religiously. If you're going to pre-order it, go for it. You're going to play it anyway. But if it's a new game, a new IP that you want to try out, don't pre-order it yet. That's why I haven't pre-ordered Outriders yet. I want to play the demo first. I want to see what I'm getting into, right? Same thing even with Diablo 2 Resurrected, which we'll talk about later. I have the original Diablo 2 and the expansion, but I want to see if I can get into the alpha tech, or the technical alpha, excuse me, because I want to see what they've been working with. I want to see what Blizzard and Vicarious Visions have been doing. So this is my advice to everyone out there that's been playing video games, or has just started playing video games, or now wants to stream, or now just wants to try to enjoy a game that they might be hyped for. Stop pre-ordering games. Just stop doing it. Now, if you have Game Pass, for example, it doesn't affect you, right? Because it's going to be there. So that's fine. But stop pre-ordering games. It's not worth it, because, as we've been seeing for the last few years, I mean, over the past 5 years, we're just getting a lot of disappointment. And I'm sure that's not something you want. I know it's something I don't want. So, like I said, stop pre-ordering games. Just wait. Wait for the game to release. See if there's any issues. Make your decision there. You're just pre-ordering for a few cosmetics anyway. You don't really need them, because most of these cosmetics, either they have little to no effect, right? Or after the first 6 hours of playing the game, it's pointless. It doesn't do anything for you. It's useless. So stop pre-ordering games, folks. Stop pre-ordering games. Use your hard-earned money wisely. Just because it's a company or a brand or a development team that you've been loyal to for so many years, and you're a fan of them and you love them, you think they're awesome, cool. That's fine. But be smart. Stop pre-ordering games if you're not sure. Wait for the game to release, see if there's any issues. Perfect example is Cyberpunk. Everybody loves, CD Projekt Red, right? Because of The Witcher, right? How did that go? You understand what I'm saying? Like, the game's still not even available for purchase on the PlayStation Store, right? And I'm pretty sure it's not even available for purchase on Microsoft Store either, right? So don't do it. Just don't do it. Save yourself the trouble, the headache, the disappointment, the stress. It ain't worth it, man. Just wait for the game to release. You're the consumer. You're the consumer. You need to let these companies know that they ain't shit without you. You know what I'm saying? So stop doing it. Just stop doing it, and value your money. Value your hard-earned money, right? Don't just give it away because you believe in BioWare, or you believe in EA, or you believe in CD Projekt Red, or whatever developer it might be, whatever publisher it might be. Stop doing it. Just stop doing it. Value your time, value your money, and let these guys know. Keep putting out bullshit games with bullshit support, incomplete games, and eventually one of you are going to get fired. because you fucked up. So stop. Just stop doing it, all right? Next. This is a game that I highly recommend. I highly recommend this game. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 officially heading to Nintendo Switch, PS5, and Xbox Series X, right? So this is the remake, right? The remaster, excuse me. Awesome game. I loved the first two games, right, on PlayStation back in the day, and this remaster is awesome. It's awesome, and I think it's like $40. You might be able to get it for less too. So if you don't have this game, shout out to Vicarious Visions too. Vicarious Visions worked on this game, right, for Activision, right? Then Activision sent them over to Blizzard to help them finish, Diablo 2 Resurrected. So based on that alone, I kind of have some hope for Diablo 2 Resurrected. I mean, it'd be hard to fuck that up. But Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, definitely worth the buy. Absolutely. Even if you're not a skateboarding fan, if you never played Tony Hawk before, you'll enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. You can play online. And it's just a well-made remaster, right? So I definitely suggest this if you have it, or if you haven't played it, get it, and then get the upgrade if you happen to have a PS5 or a Series X, right? This is what this is about, right? So according to the Activision blog, we can expect improved resolution, spatial audio, high fidelity atmospherics, and more. On top of that, you'll have the choice of playing at 120 frames per second at 1080p or 60 frames per second in native 4K on the PS5 and Xbox Series X, and upscaled 4K on the Series S. Alright, so deluxe digital owners will be able to upgrade their PS4 and Xbox One's versions free of charge from March 26, while everyone else can be able to upgrade from a suggested retail price of $10. I'm telling you, definitely check this out. This game is a lot of fun, and I don't think you'll regret it. I don't think you'll regret it at all. They did make some improvements, right? Some quality of life improvements to the game, right? Especially for the first game, right? So I definitely suggest it. Definitely suggest checking it out. It's a lot of fun. Before you know it, man, you'll be playing this game for hours. It's that type of game that, you might turn it on, do some tricks, create, your own skater, start working on, the different cities, right? And before you know it, 4 hours have passed. This is a really fun game. Really, really fun game. It always has been. And I definitely recommend it. Check it out if you haven't. Get it on sale when it happens to go on sale if you don't want to spend the full price. But I definitely recommend checking this game out. Definitely. Now, speaking of Activision games, Black Ops Cold War Outbreak trailer is zombies like you've never seen them before. Like the Billy Idol song, it's set to say, I don't know what that means. I don't think this makes any sense. It's set to says, okay. Outbreak is, I think it's supposed to be, it's set to say. Outbreak is bringing more. So, let's check this out.
All teams, field ops deploying an outbreak zone, ready to work.
Whoa, look at that. That's crazy. Looks fun.
Let's do this.
Who else wants some?
Makes me feel like I'm, looks like I'm gonna be playing, Left 4 Dead or something, right? Is that a zombie mech? Alright.
HVT eliminated.
I got your back.
Strike team, get to the rover and proceed with escort. Time to go. Stay with the rover as it scans for a stable dimensional entry point.
Okay.
That never gets old.
pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's different.
He should be fun.
Recover the Aetherium and load it into the extraction rocket.
You fucked with the wrong girl.
We having fun yet? Raptor 1, strike team ready for evac.
Alright, that'd be loot. I like that. Looks dope. Looks really dope, actually. Seems like it would be more sort of endgame content, actually. But I like that. I like what I saw. Pretty dope. So, the Black Ops Cold War Outbreak trailer is here, and it looks like the massive zombies experience we've been asking for. Right, so let's skip a little forward. So they're gonna have these are the modes, right? The investigations are as follows: defend, claim a fully intact sample of dark ether, place it in a device to study, then defend the machine while it's working on the data. Escort, escort a rover transporting a captured specimen of dark ether to a dimensional portal in the outbreak zone. Retrieve, find and carry 2 canisters of ether to a safe zone to be extracted. Eliminate, use a GPS tracker to find high-value targets across dimensions and take them out. Holdout, classic zombies. You'll need to hunker down to stay alive in an area until the timer runs out. So, after you successfully complete an experiment, you and your squad must move to where a beacon is marked on the map. There's no linear route, so be prepared to mow down some zombies on one of the modes' vehicles along the way. Once you activate the beacon, you'll get access to a crafting table, an arsenal, a pack-a-punch machine, and a Der Wonderfizz, excuse me, which will dispense a variety of perks. Use these resources and then decide whether to exfil from the outbreak zone or take a trip through the portal to someplace else. Looks pretty dope, actually. I think that's pretty dope idea right there. Excuse me. But yes, I think this is cool. I think this is sort of the content, right, that Warzone has been missing, right? And I think that's really dope. I think that's definitely better than Spec Ops, right, that they had before. Even though Spec Ops, was tough for a while, but I think this is the right thing, right? It's more community based, working with your team against the computer. I think this would be a lot of fun. I think a lot of people will have a lot of fun playing this. I think this is a step in the right direction. So kudos to Activision for doing this for Call of Duty. I think that's awesome. All right, so as we continue, right, remember, of course, as you saw at the end of the trailer, right, Black Ops Cold War Outbreak will be free to play this week. Outbreak launch coincides with Black Ops Cold War Season 2. So if you don't happen to have the game, right, you can play it for free starting tomorrow, right, Thursday the 25th, up until the following Thursday the 4th. So if you don't have the game, I definitely suggest checking it out. Right, as you see here, if you're a PlayStation player, you'll also be able to access a console-exclusive co-op zombies mode, Onslaught, which is designed for 2 players. This mode, we'd like to stress, is only available on PS4 and PS5. Onslaught is set on Black Ops Cold War multiplayer maps, and this will include the brand new map Apocalypse, which is being added in Season 2. So, if you happen to own a Sony console, right, either a PS4 or 5, and you don't have the game, check it out. It's free. You'll actually get access to a exclusive mode. What do you have to lose but this space that you can later delete, right? So if you happen to have the time, I definitely suggest checking it out. Remember, of course, Season 2, right, goes live later tonight at 9 Pacific, 12 a.m. Eastern. So I know my friend Dan D is going to be there. He's going to be playing. I'll probably be there hanging out with him, checking it out. But yeah, I definitely suggest everyone that doesn't have this game yet, download it, check it out, have some fun. If you want to buy it, I think it's on sale right now. They have it, I think, at $40. I think I might have seen it, at least Cold War. So if not, you could just delete it. But I suggest, if you happen to, have some time available, definitely check it out. So as we were just referencing right now, Cold War and Warzone Season 2 Battle Pass overview, right, goes live later tonight. So this is what you're getting, right? So there's a trailer, right, the overview, right, you get a new operator, park operator skin and mission, Wellington Safari watch, and a seasonal XP boost. New free base weapons. Right, you're gonna get the assault rifle, the Fire 83 assault, the LC-10 SMG. Get more for your operators. You get some skins. Whoa, some skins, right? We didn't mean it like that. Anyway, 3 free war track packs, some songs, some weapon blueprints. Right, you get the Glade Ripper, First Mate, Dragon Idol, ultra reflective. Oh, I'm sorry, an ultra reactive weapon blueprint. Cool. A war chest for rewards for battle pass completion. Get Warlord and Poison Dart. Right, so you get an operator, you get a skin and an operator mission. Then you get a legendary SMG, 1,300 COD points. Right, normally I think it's 1,000, so you'll get up to 300. That's cool. Season 2 store highlights, first 2 weeks, right? Dead Ops Arcade, Soul Reaper, and new Melee to invade the store. So that's what they're going to have. Week 2, this is what they're going to have. Samantha Maxis joins Requiem's front lines. Just a tip of the spear. A bunch of different things, right? So Season 2, right, is going to go live later tonight. There was a huge update yesterday, right, that was available for me on PC. It was about 30 gigabytes, right? So that was made available last night at about 9 Pacific as well. And then 24 hours later, they went ahead and, or at least later on tonight, right, they're going to go ahead and go live, right? So like I said, I know my friend Dan D is going to be playing, so shout out to him. I'll be in there chilling too, probably. I probably won't be playing because I don't really play this game as much anymore, but I still enjoy, watching others play and hanging out. So I'll definitely see what's going on. But yeah, Call of Duty, right? Warzone, right? Cold War Season 2 goes live later on tonight. Now, Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite, this is very interesting. Halo Infinite is receiving development support from Gears developer The Coalition, which I don't know. I don't know how you should feel about this. I think it's a little weird that Halo needs support, whether it's unwarranted or not, for Infinite. I think that's really weird that 343 is doing that. And I don't know how I feel. It makes me feel like they're in crunch. It makes me feel like they're trying to reach, their deadline, but they're a bit behind. See, it's sort of like what happened with, Diablo 2, right? We were just speaking about it with Vicarious Visions. Vicarious Visions was sent over by Activision to go ahead and finish working on that game. But that's okay, though, because that's a remake, or not even a remake, it's a remaster, right? So it's already a complete game. You're just rehashing it. Halo Infinite is a brand new game. It's practically a new iteration to the series. There is no precedent for it, right? Diablo 2 came out in 2000. So there's a precedent, right, that they're working with to go ahead and bring it to life in 2021 with, current generation features, right? I think it's really weird. I don't know how I feel about, the Coalition working on Infinite. Not to say that I don't like the Coalition at all, but I just think that's really weird that the Coalition is out there helping 343 with their game, knowing that it's supposed to release this year. Not exactly sure when, but it's supposed to release this year, and I think that's really, really weird. I don't like the sound of that, because it makes it seem to me that Microsoft Game Studios is like saying, yo, we got to get this game done. If you guys can't get it done, we're going to get help for you. And I don't like the sound of that, because it makes it seem like they're way behind, or there's too many things going on that they can't progress because they still have things to work on. So I don't like the sound of that. And honestly, I'm not really a big fan of the Coalition, right? Rod Ferguson, I didn't necessarily like the way he, took control over Gears of War and the direction it went. And that's one thing that worries me about Diablo. And we're going to talk about that right now. Because in terms of Diablo, Rod Ferguson is the executive producer for the franchise. And as I mentioned before, right after, Microsoft got Gears of War from Epic, right, Cliffy B left, or at least he stopped working on the game. Rod Ferguson took over. I didn't like the direction that Gears of War went. I didn't like it. and Rod Ferguson was in charge. And Rod Ferguson is in charge of Diablo. And I don't know how I feel about that. I'm not a big fan necessarily. I don't hate the guy. I'm sure he's a great guy, and Gears of War is always awesome. But I just didn't like the direction they took the game, especially with the story. And I don't know. I mean, Rod Ferguson, executive producer for the Diablo franchise. I don't know how I feel about that. But as we know, right, BlizzCon was last week, right, last Friday and Saturday. And Diablo 4, of course, everything we know so far about Blizzard's sequel. All right, so let's see what we got. Let's actually go ahead, excuse me. Let's see if we can get you some videos. Do we have that here? I don't see that here yet. Okay. Now this is old. I'll go ahead and show this for a quick moment so you can check it out.
The dream continues to haunt me, old friend. It always starts with a journey to a distant land.
Here's your barb.
There I find a city in flames. Streets choked with corpses. Unthinkable destruction.
That looks sick.
I witness senseless slaughter. Brother against brother. Pure hatred. And then, executions, agony, suffering surrounded me until my turn comes. They burn my eyes, break my
That's pretty
bones.
raw.
I awaken in terror. There's no one left to stand against them.
Check it out. Oh shit. PvP.
You think me mad, old friend?
It's sick.
But I know these dreams. They tell of the future. Hell is coming, brother. Hell is coming.
So that's Diablo 4, right? So everything we know, right? So 4 Diablo 4 classes have been revealed, right? As we know, the Barb, the Sorceress, Druid, and of course the Rogue class, right? They went ahead and gave us a trailer right for the Rogue this previous week, right? This past week at BlizzCon. I'm still waiting for the Paladin. I need to see a Paladin. People are like, oh well, the Crusader is practically a Paladin. Yeah, no. I want the Paladin, just like in Diablo 2, just like in the first game. So that's what we need. Lilith, right, of course, is coming back as the main protagonist in Diablo 4. Diablo 4 exists in an always online shared world. Practically the first, well, not the first game, but Diablo 3 was pretty much the first game that I can remember that was always online. That's where you got the infamous Era 74, right? The first day the game came out, nobody could connect because everybody was trying to connect. So I hope that's something that they work on, right, for Diablo 4 to get that fixed because that was a nightmare. So yeah, it's going to be an always online shared world. Diablo 3, I think, was the first game that I can remember doing that. and they better not drop the ball on this. Diablo 4 isn't a full-blown MMO. Of course it's not. It's an ARPG, right? Here's how Diablo 4 PvP works. So you can have player versus player battles. Diablo 4 will have microtransactions. I don't know how that's going to work. Diablo 4 will be available as a base game, and we're going to have expansions. You will also be able to acquire cosmetics in the game. So microtransactions, is that going to be something? Is that going to be through some sort of shop? It's very early, but yes. Cool. Diablo 4 will have elective mode, just like in Diablo 3. Diablo 4 won't have ancient items. That's interesting. Okay. Diablo 4 items includes uniques and legendaries. Alright. Diablo 4 skill tree is separated into active and passive skills. Diablo 4 crossplay multiplayer is Blizzard's goal. We know Diablo 4 will initially release on PS4, Xbox One, and PC, but we don't yet know whether players on different platforms will be able to play together. That's always the hope. I think it's going to happen. I think so. Diablo 4 couch co-op is a focus at Blizzard. Diablo 4 will have controller support for PC. Yes, they already said that. Diablo 4 will let you rebind the left click button. That's interesting. Okay. Diablo 4 has cannibal monsters. Okay. Diablo 4 will probably have many returning and redesigned characters. It's like Diablo 2 right here. There's no Diablo 4 release date yet, and there probably won't be for a while. Yeah, people are already saying that it's going to be 2023. I was hoping that we'll get something for 2022. But, hey, I'm okay with that because we got this. I don't really give a fuck, man. They can take all the fucking time they want. We got fucking Diablo 2 Resurrected. So, hey, Blizzard, you put out Diablo 4 when you feel it's ready. We'll be busy playing this anyway. And if that game sucks, we're going to still be playing this anyway. Right? So, hey, pick your poison, right? Either you make Diablo 4 the best fucking Diablo in the whole franchise, or we're going to be busy playing Diablo 2 Resurrected anyway. So, do as you please. So, I want to play this for everybody because when I saw this right on Friday, man, this shit took me back, man. Took me back. And I know it took a lot of people back. Check it out.
Now you know what I seek, Marius.
Were these the demons from... Don't do it! It seems I'm not acceptable.
What was it done to me?
Arise, Diablo, Lord of Terror.
Classic, man. It's widely considered one of the greatest PC games ever made. Ever made. That's how big this game was. Look at that, man. Looks awesome. Nice. Look at the Diablo battle, man. That looks sick. That looks fucking sick. Fire. Fucking fire, man. Seriously. Can't wait to play that shit, man. And honestly, I'm gonna make a bold prediction. Diablo 2 Resurrected is gonna be one of the top streamed games on Twitch, probably alongside Call of Duty. That's what I think. I think Diablo 2 Resurrected is gonna be that game. You know, big time, big time. This game is something people have been wanting for such a long time to be remade or at least remastered. And man, I'm telling you guys, if you've never played a Diablo game, wait, and you're interested, wait for this to come out and play this. This game is going to be fucking fire. Fire. flames. I'm telling you, people have been waiting such a long time for this, and we're finally getting it this year. I also made a bold prediction on Twitter. I think this game is going to release June 29th of this year. Why? Because that would be the anniversary date, right? June 29th. June 29th falls on a Tuesday this year. Normally games, happen to release on Tuesdays. So my bold prediction will be that, number one, it's going to be one of the top streamed games on Twitch, probably alongside Call of Duty. Definitely top 10, I think. I wouldn't be surprised if it's top 3, honestly. That's how big this game is. And number 2, I believe this game is going to release June 29th for the anniversary. I hope so. I'm really looking forward to playing this. I love Diablo, the first one, the second one. Third one is pretty cool too, but it's a step back from Diablo 2, the third one was. And I'm really looking forward to Diablo 2. I really enjoyed playing Diablo 2 when I was younger. Thanks to my friend Sephiroth Evil, shout out to him, put me on to Diablo, and ever since then I haven't looked back. I truly enjoy Diablo. I think it's a lot of fun, and the community is awesome. Honestly, I always enjoyed the community, and I'm telling you guys, man, if you've never played this game, play this game. Play it. Play this game. You're not gonna fucking regret it, man. I'm telling you. Diablo 2 Resurrected is gonna be one of the best-selling games this year. I'm telling you that right now. If it's not, I'll be shocked. But I really believe Diablo 2 Resurrected is gonna be one of the best-selling games this year. Definitely. Definitely. And here we go. Here's a reason why. Why Diablo 2 deserves to be resurrected. This is what you gotta see. For a certain generation of players, Diablo 2 wasn't a video game. It was a rite of passage. If you made it past the piercing eyes of the Dark Wanderer, the skeletal embodiment of hell itself burned into the box art, there's a good chance that you were duty-bound to cleanse the sins of Sanctuary forevermore. Diablo 2 was an obsession that could easily be nurtured. Its demons inexorcisable, even as they claim dominance over every second of your spare time. 2 decades later, Diablo 2 deserves its resurrection, if only to enthrall a new generation into its grasp. Blizzard Entertainment has shown a willingness to dip into its archive in recent years. It delivered StarCraft Remastered and Warcraft 3 Reforged, games that have become increasingly difficult to access with each passing year, as well as World of Warcraft Classic, which sought to preserve the earliest years of the MMO, not in an amber but on a living server. As revealed in BlizzCon 2021, it is time for Diablo 2 Resurrected. 21 years, one sequel released and another in development, and an endless parade of would-be successors later, and there's still nothing quite like Diablo 2. That's a fucking statement right there. 21 years have passed, or almost 21 years have passed, and there's still nothing like Diablo 2. That's how big this game was back then. If you weren't playing games, or at least PC games or video games back then, like really into the gaming community back then, you don't have any idea, man. Like, Diablo 2 was crack juice. Fucking crack juice, okay? That game, man, I'm telling you, man. Just wait, man. Just wait till this shit comes out, man. Watch it. They don't fuck this up. I hope they don't. Man, I'm telling you guys, this shit's gonna be fucking bananas, man. Alright, so let's continue reading. The original Diablo sought to reduce the RPG to its barest of bones. In doing so, Blizzard North had the space necessary to deliver one of the finest sequels in the history of interactive entertainment. Development of Diablo 2 began from a foundation of deep customization, familiar mechanics, simple controls, and an agreeable game loop. Each of these elements were iterated upon, subtly refined and sharpened. The resulting experience expanded the scope and ambition of what Diablo could be, and it did so without complicating its play or diluting its essence. As a result of this, Diablo 2 created a formula and established a framework that all ARPGs released after the year 2000 have followed, consciously or otherwise. Its influence seeped into a generation of game creators, its legacy scattered all throughout modern gaming. And as deep as its roots may run, Diablo 2 has never been replicated, nor has its magic been recaptured. After all, there has to be a reason why you were able to boot up a 20-year-old game and still find multiplayer servers populated with players. Yes, this is true. Perhaps that's because Diablo 2 has no endgame. Not really. Instead, it comes equipped with an effectively endless gameplay loop. The game is the grind, in the yielding search for loot and exploration of a procedurally generated world that is still capable of producing shock and awe. Looking back at it today, it's easy to be endlessly impressed with how well balanced its core experience is, between the structure of its loot, class, and leveling systems, and a tightly defined player versus player matchups online. Diablo 2 was bigger and better than its predecessor in every respect, faster and more challenging too. But that isn't what helped it stand the test of time. Rather, it's how the easy cadence to its play made it feel ritualistic. There's an economy to its design that worked to make the grind feel gratifying, and a simplicity to its moment-to-moment action that could soothe the soul in ways other games wouldn't or couldn't. Click, kill, repeat. It's a cycle that worked in 2000 and will work just as potently again here in 2021. And that's a game, for example, this is something that I have like beef with when it comes to like games like Call of Duty. Games like Call of Duty don't give you that gratifying experience or gratifying feeling like you're achieving something. Like games like Diablo, right? You know, because they do want to give you loot and stuff like that, like in Call of Duty, right? Through your season pass. But, you know, games like Diablo, man, like you keep playing it to get that role. You keep playing, like, and you're always getting loot. It may not be something you might need, but the fact that it's dropping for you, it gives you that gratifying experience. And that's one thing I will always appreciate about Diablo. That they did it the right way, that, you know, you keep playing, even in Diablo 3, man, you go ahead and do some greater rift runs, you're going to get the drops, period. You're always going to get those drops. And it might not be what you're looking for, but the fact that, you know, there's a chance that you might get what you're looking for through the drop, that's dope, man. That keeps you wanting to keep playing. That's what makes it so addictive. And that's the way it's supposed to be, at least for those games that, you know, they want you to keep playing to unlock loot. That's how it should be. Even if you haven't played Diablo 2 before, you have felt its influence elsewhere, particularly if you're a fan of Blizzard games, as Diablo's core proficiencies crept into just about everything the company has produced since in one way or another. Diablo 2's skill tree held sway over World of Warcraft's talent system, from the MMO's inception all the way through the Cataclysm expansion. Its array of powerful enemies and with randomized power sets inspired StarCraft's 2 co-op commanders, and of course Warcraft 3 Reign of Chaos drew inspiration from the structure of Diablo 2's loot tables, item distribution, and skill point assignment. Of course, we need to tell you how much the legacy of Diablo 2 has impacted the development of Diablo 3 and the upcoming Diablo 4. So instead, we'll let the team tell you. Diablo 2 came out early in my career, and it was one of the games that helped me grow as a game designer by leading me into understand the importance of simple but well-executed game loops and controls. Lead game design, that's Jesse McCree, lead game designer of Diablo 4. That's a sentiment echoed by Diablo 4's associate game producer Lily Gardner. Putting what Diablo 2 means to me in concise words that don't amount to a novel may be somewhat difficult, but considering the impact it's had on both my love of games and my career within the games industry. Much of my fondness for all the things dark and demonic, as well as engrossing myself in a game for weeks on end, hasn't faded, and I attribute much of that to Diablo 2. Without my experiences in Sanctuary, I may not have ever had the desire to work at Blizzard, or in games, or my somewhat gothic sense of taste may not have ever developed. I'm telling you, man, Diablo 2 is fire. The pressure of resurrection, so let's just check this out. The truth is, you can dig out a copy of Diablo 2 right now and still have an amazing time with it. I have it. I know I frequently do. I've got an old laptop buried away in a box for such an occasion. It has stayed with me between countless house moves so that I can continue my years-long push for the Holy Grail. The quest to single-handedly collect every set and unique item in the game. I'll get there eventually. Probably. The thing is, Diablo 2 Resurrected exists for those that never had the chance to or can't because their computer will no longer boot the game up. For older players, nostalgia will help you clear a lot of hurdles that exist when trying to play the game now. For newer players, many of whom have been born after the game released the first time around, perhaps that isn't the case. As gorgeous As the visual aesthetic is to my weary eyes, I understand why it may be somewhat unappealing to a generation of players weighted on photorealistic environments, crispy rendered art assets, and game resolution capable of going beyond 800 by 600p. That's why Diablo 2 Resurrected is so necessary for this moment, yes. Because the only way you can play that game is 800 by 600 right now, the original game at least. Of course, there are mods for it, but it kind of breaks the game. When we think about Diablo 2, we think about it as a definitive pillar in our foundation, says J. Allen Brack, president of Blizzard, speaking from BlizzCon. Diablo 2 Resurrected is a full HD remaster of both the original game and the expansion Lord of Destruction. It takes the 2D sprite-based classic that we love and brings it into the present in 3D, utilizing up-to-date graphical rendering and lighting technologies. It also includes modernizing all 27 minutes of cinematics recreated shot for shot with the explicit intention of including both the look and pacing of the original movies. So yeah, guys, get ready. You're going to see a lot of people streaming this game on Twitch. I'm telling you that right now. Get ready, and if you can, get it. Definitely get it. Diablo 2 Resurrected first alpha test is coming soon, and you can sign up now. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm not going to pre-order it yet because I do want to see what or how it feels like. It doesn't really matter to pre-order it because you're just going to get, some cosmetics for, Diablo 3 if you want to get the Evil Edition. I don't remember what the fuck it's called. Doesn't matter. It's not worth it, if you ask me. I'd rather just go ahead and wait for the technical alpha to come out. It should be coming out soon. And I hope to get my hands on that. I'll definitely go ahead and stream that, no doubt about it. But I do want to go ahead and do that, right? I know there's going to be multiple testing periods, but I'm reluctant to say 4, 5, 6. There's going to be unique to their testing. We're going to start with that first technical alpha and see where it goes. It really comes down to how much feedback we get. We just want to know how much you guys love the game. I'm ready. I'm fucking ready. Blizzard, Activision, for watching this shit, send me a fucking code. I want to fucking play the alpha. I'll stream that shit for sure. I definitely want to go ahead and check that out. So cross progression, right? That the consoles that support it, right? They're gonna go ahead and have cross progression. So if you're playing on PC, you could then play your character, on consoles, right? If you happen to buy it on there as well, so that way, you don't have to start over or anything like that. So that's awesome. All they need now is crossplay itself, right? So I hope so. That'd be pretty dope. Really, really dope. Now, speaking of consoles, particularly the PlayStation, Guilty Gear Strive, right? The open beta, right? We did play the closed beta, a few months back. The open beta, took place this past week, and it was a mess. Shout out to my boys Shibarizu, right, and Minimum Pain. They went ahead and had some matches online. They were both playing it. Shout out to everybody that's part of GBL, even Nothing But Net Play, the whole crew that were playing the game. But I heard there was a lot of issues with this, a lot of issues, man. And that's really disappointing, really, really disappointing. So even though this, of course, ended yesterday, I did want to announce that they had to extend, right, the beta because of the server errors. And it was really bad, really, really bad. And I don't know, that's a problem right now. We can't have games where, especially if it's a fighting game, where the online is so shitty, or the servers are so shitty. Like, that cannot happen anymore. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable. So I hope, Arc, right, Arc System Works gets their shit together, right? Because this game is supposed to come out April 6th. That's about less than 2 months from now. Get your shit together, man. Get your shit together, because a lot of people were really upset with this. Really, really upset. And I got to play the closed beta. I thought it was pretty dope. It was pretty cool. I never really played Guilty Gear before, but a lot of my friends do. They enjoyed it. They enjoyed the series, period. But this sort of shit can't happen. Get your shit together, right? Now, tomorrow, we also have State of Play, right? There'll be a special State of Play taking place tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. I don't know what they're going to talk about, but it's going to be about 30 minutes, right? So keep that in mind, folks, right? This was something that was just announced, just yesterday. So there's going to be a State of Play. So I'm not sure what the hell's going to happen. I don't know what they have in store, but now you know. Tomorrow, State of Play, 5 Eastern, right? On the PlayStation blog, on YouTube, of course, on their Twitch channel. Go ahead and check it out. Now, in terms of PlayStation news, Days Gone is just the first of many new PS4 games coming to PC. And I know a lot of people, a lot of fanboys are really upset about this. And I asked myself, why? Why? Why would you be upset over this if you should have seen it coming? That all of these PlayStation games, all these exclusive games are going to come to PC one way or another, for the simple fact that they're going to look better on PC anyway. So that's how you market your games. Like, oh man, look what we're doing over here. Sure, I mean, the games are going to look awesome, right, on the consoles that were designed for at first. But obviously, if you put it on a PC, high-end, graphics cards, it's going to look amazing. And that's what you want, right? I mean, if you're going to be a developer, right, you want to market the best looking version and the best version of your game. So if there's hardware out there that can make your game look better than the hardware it originally was on, why wouldn't you want to do that? So to show off your work and market your game. So I don't understand why, so many fanboys sometimes get so butthurt over things like that, because it's so dumb. It's so dumb. Right? Because now that opens up another market for the studios to make more money, right? So they can have bigger budgets for the games you want to play. It's marketing, man. You mean to tell me that the next God of War, right? Let's say God of War Ragnarok, right? You're going to tell me that God of War Ragnarok is going to look better on the PS5 than it is going to be on a computer that's running on an RTX 3090? Come on. Are you serious right now? Like, that's bad business, man. Why would you do that? Of course you want to put it on PC because you want to be able to show off what you can do. Right? And it's not like on a PC where, 1 year or to the next you can just change your video card, right? You can't do that with the PS5, right? So you're stuck on that hardware. And that's already outdated. Even though it came out last year, it was already outdated hardware. Unless you're going to wait for the PS4, the PS5 Pro, but by the time the PS5 Pro comes out, it doesn't even matter. You understand? Like, the PC will always look better no matter what. So if you're a developer and you're a publisher, you definitely want to market the best looking version of your game without neglecting, the fact that it was designed for a particular piece of hardware, because you still want to appeal to those people, right? But I mean, come on, man. You mean to tell me that if you were a developer, you want to put your game on PC because you know it's going to look so much better? It just gives you it just gives you more publicity, man. Like, wow, look what they're doing over there, man. Now you could play that, on a PS5 if you want, but if you have a PC, man, you got to get this shit, man. This shit looks amazing. Of course, man. You guys got to stop that, man. You guys got to stop that stupid fanboyism, man. Always getting butthurt over stupid things, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, why wouldn't you want these developers and these publishers to put out their games on hardware that's better than the shit that you're using? Come on. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. To me, that's just crazy. But anyway, I'm all for it. I'm all for PlayStation games going on PC. I'm going to say that today. I'm going to say that now. I'm all for it. Why not? Because a few people feel self-righteous about what they have? Why? That's not what it's about, man. Gaming is about being able to have the best experience you could possibly have with the hardware you have, right? So you mean to tell me if I already had a PS5, right, and I want to play, I don't know, let's say God of War Ragnarok, right? It's not even out yet, but I can play it on PC, and it's so much better than it is on the PS5. Looks so much better, runs so much smoother. Why wouldn't I want to play it there? Come on. It's the same thing that happened with Destiny. I was playing Destiny on the PS4. And I bought Destiny 2 for the PS4, and I only played it once. Because I was playing it on the PC, because on the PC it looked better and I can get 60 frames. So, I mean, you guys got to stop that shit, man. That shit is ridiculous, man. That shit's ridiculous. PlayStation games on the PC is a fucking good step forward. Because now you're going to get the most out of the game. If you happen to have that. And either way, if you don't happen to have it, you're still going to get an optimal experience on your console. But if you happen to have a fucking beast PC, it's gonna blow you away, man. And that's what it's supposed to do. That's what games are supposed to do, man. It's supposed to blow you away. It's about the experience and the gameplay. So why would you hate on the fact that these games are coming on PC if the game is supposed to be about the experience it makes you feel? That's crazy to me. That's crazy. Anyway, PSVR PS5 is in development. Won't launch this year. Of course, you can use the PS4, right? PSVR, but you need an adapter through Sony. But as you can see, there's the push. VR is still something they're pushing hard. I still contend, after many years of saying this, I still contend that hologram is the future, right? I know Sony was working on that back on the PS2. Hologram. I'm still going hologram. I'm waiting for the shit to go hologram. But they're not ready to abandon PSVR, virtual reality, so keep that in mind, right? They will be releasing a new one soon. So if you can, sell your old one, make some money off of it, and when the new one comes out, just buy it. That's what I would tell you to do. Now, Gran Turismo 7. Excuse me. This is a game that definitely moves a lot of units, right? And it's been delayed, right? Delayed to 2022 due to COVID-related production challenges. Very unfortunate, right? I have a lot of respect for people that enjoy this game. I have a lot of respect for what Gran Turismo has meant to Sony and to gaming for, since like what, 98, 99 probably. And it's okay. I'm not worried about it. I don't own a PS5 right now, but if I did own a PS5 and I wanted to play Gran Turismo, I wouldn't really worry about it. Why? Because a game like GT7, right, Gran Turismo, it's a staple for Sony, right? It's a very important franchise for them. It moves so... Yo, there's people that don't play anything but Gran Turismo on their PlayStation. That's how important that game is to them. I'm telling you, like, this game moves so many units. It's not even funny. There's people that don't play nothing but Gran Turismo. So if Gran Turismo has to get delayed, it's got to be for a good reason, and I'm not opposed to that. So if you happen to have a PlayStation and you're a Gran Turismo fan, I wouldn't worry too much about it. I would actually be happy that it is getting delayed. That way it's not being rushed, right? And that way they get all the kinks out. And as you see here, and provide the best Gran Turismo experience at present. And this is Kazunori Yamauchi. Return to form for fans of the first 4 games. So I'm telling you, man, don't worry about it. That's good news. Now, God of War Ragnarok. A delay seems increasingly likely. And I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. Because I like I said, I spoke with my good friend Next Gen 720 Zaire. Shout out to him. You know, I got on the show and we were talking about, you know, should this game really be, you know, cross-gen? I don't think it should, because I think it's gonna look pretty crappy on a base PS4. It's gonna run slow, but they got to get those sales. But as far as we know, it's probably gonna be on PS4 and PS5, right? Just like how recently they went ahead and put out an update for God of War, and it looks amazing. It looks really good, actually. You know, it's running 60 frames, 4K. It looks really nice. So it can be done, but just because it can be done doesn't mean it should be done. But if we're talking money, then by all means, it's got to be done. So there was a broad release window of 2021. Looks like it's not going to happen. So yeah. Side note, in the Jim Ryan interviews, we kept mentioning Horizon 2 Forbidden West as a title for the second half of the year. No mention of God of War sequel. So we probably won't get this until next year. Which isn't that bad, right? Which isn't that bad, but I'm sure it's because they need to optimize really well for previous gen. Like I said, I don't think they should do it that way, but being that there's like at least 150 million PS4s out there in the wild, and there's probably barely 15 million PS5s out there in the wild, you got to make your money somehow. So I can see why they're doing that. And finally, something we spoke about, in a previous episode about the PS5 DualSense drift issues. So PS5 DualSense teardown videos warned us about the stick drifts months ago. That's pretty bad. So there's a lawsuit already, a class action lawsuit about this, right? As you see here, right? YouTube channel iFixit uploaded a new video recently to explore the DualSense, with the results pointing to the controller only having about 417 hours of use until it begins to have an effect on the controller's joysticks. It's not good, man. That's not really good. Because 417 hours, how much is that? About 20 days maybe of gaming, like full-on gaming 24 hours. So I mean, you can get that in a few months. I mean, unless you're a hardcore animal, right? You play 12 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? Like, normal players will probably get that in about 4 or 5 months, approximately, I would say. Let's see. Let me get my calculator out. So 417 divided by 24 is 17 days. 18 days. That's hardcore, right? So it could be maybe about 2 or 3 months. Maybe anywhere between 2 to 6 months for your average gamer. That's bad. That's really bad. So that's an issue. That's a big, big issue. Let's check out what they talk about.
The PlayStation 5 has been out for a few months now, and it's still near impossible to buy. But there are some lucky people who got one whose luck is now drifting. That's right, Nintendo isn't the only company facing lawsuits over joystick drift anymore. Who could have seen this coming? Well, everyone. Anyone could have seen this coming, because for all its exciting new tech, the DualSense uses off-the-shelf joystick hardware with a long history of predictable, preventable issues. We've investigated those issues in excruciating detail, and we're ready to share what we've learned. To get started, let's head back into a DualSense controller to see just what is failing and how. The joystick modules themselves are manufactured by a company named ALPS. Tempting as it may be to blame ALPS for the PS5's drifting issues, they probably aren't the villain of this story. As many of you noticed in our teardown video, these joystick modules look extremely familiar. You may already recognize it from the PS4 controller, the DualShock 4, or from the Xbox One controllers, maybe the Nintendo Switch Pro controller, or how about the $180 Xbox One Elite controller? Underneath these plastic caps, the dirty secret is they're all using the same joystick hardware. Getting a closer look at the DualSense joysticks requires some serious effort. Both modules are soldered to the controller's circuit board, but before you remove them, you'll probably want to get the haptic motor wires out of the way. Since each joystick has 14 solder joints, rather than desolder them one at a time, we went a more traditional route, blasting them with hot air until the solder gave way. Basically, you are not getting these joysticks out without soldering gear. Each of these seafoam covers houses a potentiometer. That's 2 per joystick set perpendicular to each other. One potentiometer senses up and down movement, and the other left and right. To understand the part they play, it's helpful to know how a potentiometer measures position in a device like this. It starts with a strip of material with a known uniform resistance value. That is, how hard it tries to stop an electric current running through it. Put one terminal at each end of the strip so you can apply a known voltage across the strip. Now add a third terminal, called a wiper, that slides back and forth along the strip. Now the controller can read the voltage at the wiper, which will change predictably based on its location.
Okay.
These potentiometers in the DualSense joysticks work like that, except instead of moving back and forth, the wiper moves around a semicircular track made of printed carbon film. When you move the joystick with your thumb, it rotates 2 little shafts, which twist the wipers back and forth. There are 2 other noteworthy components in the modern joystick. One is a spring that returns the joystick to a centered neutral position when you let go, and the other is a push-in button action that many controllers offer in their thumbsticks. More on these in a minute. First, let's take a look at ALP's information sheet for the RKJXV, a familiar looking joystick. Right on page 1 of the product sheet is the operating life for the RKJXV's potentiometers. 2 million cycles.
Wow.
Just below that, the lifespan for the center push function, 500,000 cycles. Translating those numbers into just how long your joystick will last depends greatly on the type and intensity of games that you play.
Right.
But some back of the napkin math based on some of our coworkers' Call of Duty gameplay gave us a shockingly low number. The components in these sticks could easily exceed their operating life in just over 400 hours of game time. So all this finally brings us to our first cause of drift. Wear to the potentiometers. Over time, the wiper scrubbing back and forth against the resistive pad creates imperfections, altering the voltage readings across the terminals.
Look at that.
But it's not all the potentiometer's fault. In order to work, they have to measure joystick movements from a consistent starting point. As you move your joystick around, the spring-loaded self-centering mechanism can stretch slightly, creating a new neutral point. In this scenario, the potentiometers are still giving an accurate reading, but a stretched spring tricks them into thinking your thumb is on the stick even when it's not. Finally, contaminants can cause drift. Over time, plastic dust can accumulate in the mechanism from the components grinding together. Even if your plastic remains in great shape though, outside elements can make their way in and
Some
gum things
dirty
up,
ass
causing the
motherfuckers,
stick
man,
to get stuck
eating and
slightly
shit.
off center, or collect in the potentiometer and cause erroneous voltage readings. So let's talk fixing. If you don't want to solder, there are plenty of YouTube videos demonstrating fixes that don't require heat, just a lot of patience and maybe some fine motor skills. You could, for example, pry off the potentiometer housings and either clean or replace the rotating wiper. Or you might try carefully cleaning both the wiper and its graphite track. Some consoles and games offer joystick calibration, which can help put a band-aid on some drift issues, but it's not a permanent fix. You're basically just using software to give the joystick a new center point, or telling the game to ignore stick inputs within a small radius. Then there's the class of fixes that do require soldering, but even those don't always guarantee a fix. There are several videos on YouTube walking you through these more advanced fixes, including a really cool way to attempt a whole joystick swap with a soldering pot. We'll leave links for a bunch of these videos in the description. So you can probably find the part, maybe even do the soldering, but the potentiometers in the brand new joysticks from the factory often require advanced calibration. So even a brand new joystick can drift. Suffice to say, these things could be a lot easier to fix. If you're experiencing drift on any controller, you have three real options. Fix it, either yourself or through an experienced tech. If it's still under warranty, you can send the controller to the manufacturer for a fix, or if neither of those are possible,
You gotta
you're
buy a
stuck
new
buying
one.
a new one. After this research, it's bizarre to us that console makers don't consider joysticks to be consumable parts and design them to be easily replaced. No device rated for a finite number of actions, especially one that lives near so much contamination and takes so much abuse, can maintain perfect performance forever.
It's true. That's a big issue. That's a very big issue because these controllers ain't getting cheaper, man. You know, so they got to fix something, man. I mean, I'm sure, you know, when they pull out the PS5 Pro, there'll be a new refined version of the you know, DualSense 5, just like with the PS4, right? Remember, for those of you that had a PS4 when it first came out, I bought a PS4 launch day here in Costa Rica. I had it the first day it came out. And when it first came out, we didn't have this light up here. Like, you guys see this light that goes up here for the PlayStation? You didn't have that back then. You only had this light back here, right? There was no light on the trackpad before. That's a new thing. That was a new feature that they implemented afterwards. That didn't exist back then. When the PS4 first came out, you didn't have that. Then they implemented that. So, based on that precedent, I do believe that when the PS5 Pro comes out, they will make refinements to that controller. So if you haven't bought a PS5 yet, you know, with all the issues it's been having with the controller and with the software, wait. Get the PS5 Pro if you can when it comes out, probably in about another 2 years. There is no rush. There is nothing really coming out for you to have to buy it now. Just wait. All right, that's my suggestion for everyone. And yeah, I mean, that's been the news for this week. That's all I got for you guys tonight. I may go ahead and stream afterwards, right, on either Twitch or on here. I'm not sure if I will stream, and I'm not sure if I do stream what I will play. I might play some Diablo. I'm not sure. I might even, you know, mess around and play some Call of Duty. I'm still not sure yet. But stick around, right? Stick around because I will go ahead and announce it on Twitter if I do decide to do that. But that's going to do it for today. Right, everyone, I really appreciate you tuning in to today's show. Love you guys. Thank you for being here. This has been Aliens for Gotta Be Legend TV here on YouTube, Gotta Be Legend Live, and this has been a gamer's opinion, my opinion for the week's news. And I'll see you next week, everyone. Until next time, this has been Aliens for Gotta Be Legend and Gotta Be Legend TV. Peace.